Hello everybody, my name is Patrick Murphy. I'm the Operations Manager for Facilities and Transportation for Royal Oak School District. And this year, as we open up school, we're doing things just a little bit differently. And it all starts here at the front door. As you can see, we have reminders for social distancing. And most importantly, you need to stop. We are not allowing anyone to enter any of our facilities unless they're appropriately masked with a washable face covering. Okay, if you want to follow me, we'll take a look at what's different inside the building. All right, it all starts, as I said, at the front door upon entering. Communication is a really big key as to what we're doing in the district. And as we walk through the hallway and into different classrooms, you're going to see there's different communication devices used to communicate to the students the importance of washing hands, the importance of social distancing, and also the importance of wearing the mask. So if you follow me, our first stop is going to be at the bathroom. Here we are at one of our bathrooms. As you can see, we've got another communication piece. Every building's kind of putting their own little flair on it. We have some standard pieces we're using that you're going to see as we move down the hallway. But also, we are putting maximum occupancy signs on all of our gang bathrooms, teachers' lounges, and many other common spaces. We have elected to use a dry erase board. Right now, maximum occupancy in a room like this would be 3, but hopefully we're going to be able to, in a couple months as things get better, erase that and change it, and hopefully we're going to be able to increase the occupancy as we move along. If we walk into the bathroom, you're going to see how we have the bathroom set up to facilitate social distancing and constant communication reminders to our students and staff. Hey everybody, we're inside the bathroom, and as you can see, we're setting up the bathroom, and visual communication is still an important part in every space that we go into the building. We're reminding everyone to socially distance. You can see we have reminders to use the sink. Please use the sink next to it. These sinks that are tagged and highlighted as please using the other sink will be disabled. They won't be able to wash your hands, but we're encouraging students to skip every other location. Plenty of soap, plenty of water, and you can see we've carried that communication along over to the bathroom facilities as well. Encouraging students to use every other facility. Supplying water to our students every day is an important part of our daily routine. We were fortunate enough last year to receive a generous grant from Oakland County to install water bottle fillers and drinking fountains in all of our facilities. However, due to the pandemic, we have disabled the drinking fountain portion of this unit. The water bottle filler will still work, and we are encouraging you students to have plenty of water, remain hydrated, but we are not allowing any use of the drinking fountain unit itself. As we make our way down the hallway, you can see the building is adding its own personal touch, plus we're going to have supplied signage that will be posted frequently throughout every building supplied by our custodial contractor, ABM. Our next stop, we're going to walk into the office and see how we set that up to receive visitors, parents, and students. This is the main office to show you some of the precautions we've taken because this is where many of our parents and students have first contact with administration in the building. You can see we have engineered and installed hanging plexiglass sneeze shields and purchased commercially available sneeze shields to provide an extra added layer of protection for the office staff as they deal with parents, visitors to the building, and students. And you can see over here on the wall we have mounted hand sanitizer dispenser. You're going to see these in literally every space in the building. We have officially made our way into the classroom. Most of our classrooms are not going to look that much different than a regular classroom will any other time pre-pandemic. The classrooms, however, will be set up to accommodate only half the children at a time. The return to school plan requires the kids to be separated into cohorts, and what we're seeing here is kind of a typical arrangement. Each building will be a little bit different, but I want to show you some of the things that we're outfitting each classroom with. When each teacher shows up for the first day of school, they will receive a bag that we'll have prepared for them that will include antibacterial sanitizing wipes for electronic devices, gloves for cleaning or dealing with other issues that an added layer of protection is required, washable masks, and also a face shield. In addition to these items, each classroom will be outfitted with a hospital-grade disinfectant, antibacterial, and paper towels for wiping as needed. Each teacher will also be outfitted with a plexiglass shield for those moments when they require face-to-face interaction between them and a single student. Our custodial staff will be entering every classroom, as I said, every 4 hours. Touch points, door handles, stair rails will be cleaned every 4 hours as mandated by the educational plan. All bathrooms will be cleaned every 4 hours as mandated by the educational plan via the state of Michigan. Also, I wanted to call attention to our HVAC system. Each classroom in our district is outfitted with an individual HVAC unit in each individual classroom. These units are outfitted with the highest MERV rating filtration filter possible to filter out the air. We are bringing in 100% outside air, and these filters are changed a minimum of 4 times a year, but we are expecting that since we've increased the effectiveness of the filters due to the pandemic, that we will be changing these filters a lot more frequently. Our HVAC staff are monitoring these monthly, and appropriate filter changes will be made, and they will be multiple. Our classrooms that have sinks have availability of plenty of soap and water. Each classroom also is outfitted with hand sanitizer, and once per week, every classroom will receive the benefit of electrostatic spraying. Now, I'm sure everybody's heard a lot about electrostatic spraying, but exactly what is that? We're going to explain that. Over here, you can see that there is an electrostatic cleaning device. What electrostatic spraying is it takes microfine particles that are put through this sprayer. They are electronically charged, so as they settle on a flat surface, a desk surface, a computer monitor, a keyboard, the particles settle in an almost dry state, but because they are electrostatically charged, they actually cling to all parts of that surface, underneath, the corners, all the cracks and crevices. The electrostatic sprayer, as I said, will be used once per week in every building. However, in the event that there is an outbreak, a confirmed case of COVID, or a suspected case of COVID, or the flu, or any other illness that may cause us concern, that space will be sanitized and electrostatically treated. We're ready for you. We're going to have adequate supplies in every single building of adult-sized masks. Should a guest, a parent, show up without a mask or lose their mask or their mask tears, we will have replacements on hand. And also, we have child-side masks available. While your child will be coming to school with masks that you provide, occasionally a child's going to lose their mask, the mask's going to become too wet or unusable. We're going to have spares available for those children as well. We are outfitting each building with more specialized equipment for the sick rooms. These are hospital-grade surgical masks that will be available to the child that's kept in the sick room and also the attendant. That's basically, in a nutshell, how we have the classroom set up. You've seen how we have the bathrooms set up, how the hallways are communication pieces. Let's go take a look at what we're doing for lunch. In addition to using our cafeterias, we're also going to be using our larger spaces like gymnasiums to facilitate lunch for all elementary school students. One of the unique things we have available here in the district at every single elementary school, our lunch tables were able to be split in half and turned into almost like a study carrel, so we can divide students up and maintain adequate social distancing during the lunch period. Each one of these tables that has been divided up will seat 2 students. They will be adequately socially distanced. You can see from the setup throughout the room that we are in good shape to provide lunch and safety at the same time. Okay, I want to thank you for joining us today. As you can see, we are busy making a lot of preparations for the return to school. There are more being made as we are videotaping this presentation. There are additional pieces of signage, additional safety pieces of equipment, and we're listening loud and clear to our stakeholders, our parents, and our teachers, and try to make sure we are in the best shape possible to start school November 9th. Thank you.